The sun hung low in the sky, casting a golden hue over the ruins of a once thriving civilization. Imagine standing there, feeling the weight of history all around you. The stones whisper secrets of ancient wisdom, lost arts, and knowledge that seems almost incomprehensible today. Yet here's the paradox. Despite our advanced technology, many believe the ancient world was smarter than we are. How can this be? In an era where we juggle countless distractions, the ancients mastered deep focus. They built monumental structures, developed complex philosophies, and achieved feats of engineering that still baffle us. Think of the pyramids of Egypt, the intricate designs of Greek temples, or the advanced mathematics of the Mayans. These were not just products of labor, but expressions of a profound understanding of focus and discipline. From 3000 BC to the fall of Rome, spanning over 3,000 years, the ancient world flourished. They didn't have smartphones or the internet, yet they created lasting legacies. The official narrative praises our modern conveniences, but often overlooks the depth of their insights. But wait, here's where it gets interesting. Why do we find ourselves so overwhelmed in this age of information? Why does the official history of human advancement seem to overlook a critical truth? It's simple. Our fast-paced lives have dulled our capacity for deep focus. We've traded in contemplative thought for constant stimulation. We scroll through feeds, absorbing bits of information that barely scratch the surface of understanding. Where's the depth? Where's the connection to ourselves and the world around us? In the ancient world, knowledge wasn't just accumulated, it was cultivated. Think of the philosophers who spent years contemplating existence. Consider the masters of art who poured their souls into every brushstroke. Their focus was not just a skill, but a way of life. Yet today's digital age often feels like a glitch in our cognitive system. We experience anxiety, a constant hum of distraction that clouds our minds. The ancients, however, taught us that focus is not merely a tool, but a pathway to deeper understanding. What if I told you that this historical mystery isn't some esoteric magic or alien intervention? It's a lost human technology, an understanding of focus, consciousness, and geometry. The ancients harnessed their minds in ways we have yet to fully grasp. They understood the power of discipline and the geometry of thought. Imagine how they approached learning. It was holistic. They didn't just memorize facts. They connected ideas, weaving a tapestry of knowledge that transcended time. Their spirituality often intertwined with their intellectual pursuits, creating a cohesive worldview that celebrated inquiry and reflection. In this lost art of focus, we can find a spiritual lesson. It's about reclaiming our attention and sharpening our minds. It's about understanding that the distractions of today can be tamed. The ancients weren't just smarter, they were more attuned to themselves and their environment. So, how does this ancient wisdom translate to our daily lives? It's not just about putting down our phones or taking breaks from screens. It's about cultivating an awareness of our thoughts, our emotions, and our surroundings. It's about choosing depth over breadth. Consider this. When was the last time you truly focused on a single task? When did you last allow yourself to be fully present? To immerse yourself in the moment without the pull of notifications or the allure of multitasking. This is your call to action. Embrace the challenge of deep focus. Start small. Dedicate 10 minutes each day to a single activity. Whether it's reading, writing, or even meditating, give yourself the gift of focus. As you embark on this journey, remember the lessons of the ancients. They invite us to reconnect with our potential to explore the depths of our minds and souls. Join this tribe of seekers. Seek knowledge, seek understanding, and seek the power of deep focus. It's not just about subscribing to a channel. It's about embracing a way of life that honors the wisdom of the past while forging a brighter future. Let us remember that in the echoes of the ancient world lies not just a history, but a guide for living fully in the present. The power of deep focus awaits you. Will you answer the call? Imagine standing in a quiet library of the ancient world. The air is thick with the scent of parchment and ink. Scholars gather, not in haste, but in patience, discussing ideas that will ripple through time. They understood that knowledge is not just about information. It's a living, breathing entity that requires nurturing and focus. Think about the way they approach their crafts. Artisans spent years honing their skills, not for instant recognition, but for the sheer joy of mastery. Each stroke of the chisel, each brush on the canvas, was an expression of deep concentration. They were not simply creating, they were participating in a dialogue with the universe. In contrast, today's world often prioritizes speed over depth. We rush to consume information, but how often do we take the time to truly understand it? The ancient Greeks had a word for this, phronesis, which means practical wisdom. They believed that wisdom is cultivated through experience and reflection, not just through the acquisition of facts. Consider the famed Library of Alexandria, a beacon of knowledge in the ancient world. It wasn't just a collection of scrolls. It was a hub of focused inquiry. Scholars from various fields would gather, exchanging ideas and insights. They had the luxury of time to delve into topics deeply, fostering connections that led to groundbreaking discoveries. Today, we often find ourselves in a state of information overload. The endless stream of data and opinions can feel paralyzing. It's as if we're drowning in a sea of distractions, struggling to keep our heads above water. The ancients, however, practiced a different kind of immersion. They immersed themselves in their studies, allowing ideas to marinate and evolve over time. This is where the power of deep focus shines. It's about creating space for contemplation and allowing thoughts to unfold naturally. When we focus deeply, we engage with the material on a level that transcends surface understanding. Imagine dedicating time to a singular idea, letting it penetrate your mind and heart. This is where true learning occurs. It's not about the quantity of information consumed, but the quality of understanding achieved. This concept is echoed in various ancient practices, from meditation techniques in Eastern philosophies to the Socratic method of questioning in the West. Each emphasizes the importance of slowing down, reflecting, and engaging deeply with the subject matter. Now, let us pivot for a moment. What if we approached our daily lives with the same reverence for focus that the ancients did? What if we carve out time each day to engage in deep work, whether it's writing, art, or even simply thinking? Picture this, a world where we value quality over quantity, where we celebrate the act of diving deep into a subject rather than skimming the surface. This shift could revolutionize our understanding and appreciation of knowledge. But here's the challenge. In an age of instant gratification, how do we cultivate the patience necessary for deep focus? It starts with intentionality. Set aside dedicated time free from distractions. Create a ritual around your focus. Maybe it's lighting a candle, brewing a cup of tea, or finding a quiet space in nature. Embrace the discomfort that comes with focusing deeply. At first, it may feel challenging. Your mind might wander, but with practice, you'll find a rhythm. You'll begin to appreciate the clarity that comes from sustained attention. The ancients didn't shy away from discomfort. They embraced it. They understood that growth often requires patience. This is a lesson we can learn from their legacy. Imagine walking in the footsteps of great thinkers like Aristotle or Confucius. Their ideas were not born overnight. They were the result of years of contemplation and rigorous debate. They didn't simply seek answers. They sought understanding. As you embark on your journey towards deep focus, remember that it's not just about intellectual pursuits. It's about enhancing your emotional and spiritual life too. When you focus deeply, you connect with your innermost thoughts and feelings. You begin to understand yourself and your place in the world more clearly. This holistic approach enriches your experience. It transforms mundane tasks into opportunities for growth and insight. Whether you're working on a project, engaging with loved ones, or simply enjoying a moment of solitude, deep focus allows you to be fully present. Now, I urge you to take this ancient wisdom and weave it into the fabric of your daily life. Start today. Identify one area where you can practice deep focus. Set your intention and allow yourself to dive in. As you cultivate this practice, you'll find that the ancient world's wisdom is not lost, but waiting for you to rediscover it. You'll learn to appreciate the beauty of stillness and the power of concentrated thought. Remember, you're not just a passive consumer of information. You're a seeker of knowledge. Embrace the journey and allow yourself to be transformed by the power of deep focus. As we navigate this modern world, let us not forget the lessons of our ancestors. They remind us that intelligence isn't merely measured by what we know, but by how deeply we engage with what we learn. Join this tribe of seekers who value depth over distraction. Together, we can reclaim our ability to focus, to think, and to connect with the profound wisdom that lies within us and around us. Will you take the first step toward a more focused and fulfilling life? The choice is yours. Consider how the ancients viewed time. For them, it wasn't just a ticking clock. It was a canvas for their lives. They understood the importance of the present moment. In their quest for knowledge, they didn't rush. Instead, they savored the process. Each day was an opportunity to learn, to reflect, and to grow. Imagine walking through the bustling streets of Athens, where philosophers engaged in lively debates. They didn't just exchange ideas. They immersed themselves in dialogue. They sat for hours exploring concepts, challenging each other as beliefs, and deepening their understanding. This was not a mere exchange of words. It was a practice of deep focus and respect for the pursuit of truth. What if we adopted a similar mindset in our conversations today? Picture engaging in discussions without the urge to check your phone or rush to the next topic. Imagine the depth of connection we could foster if we truly listened to one another, allowing ideas to develop organically. This returns us to the concept of community. In ancient societies, knowledge was shared and celebrated collectively. Each individual played a role in a larger narrative of wisdom. They understood that learning wasn't a solitary endeavor. It was a communal journey. In our modern world, we often find ourselves isolated, glued to screens, missing out on the richness of face-to-face interaction. But it doesn't have to be this way. We can create spaces for deep engagement, where ideas flow freely and understanding flourishes. Let us take this a step further. In ancient times, rituals played a significant role in daily life. These rituals created moments of pause, allowing individuals to reflect and reconnect with their inner selves, whether it was through meditation, prayer, or simply observing nature. These practices fostered a sense of belonging and purpose. What rituals can we incorporate into our lives? Perhaps it's a morning routine that allows you to center yourself before diving into the day. Maybe it's dedicating time to journaling or practicing gratitude. These small acts can transform your mindset, paving the way for deeper focus and connection. As you embark on this journey of rediscovery, remember that you're not merely imitating the past. You're building upon it, infusing ancient wisdom with modern insights. You're part of a continuum, a lineage of seekers who value understanding over distraction. Now, let us explore the practical applications of deep focus in our daily lives. Start by identifying areas where distractions tend to overwhelm you. Is it during meetings, while reading, or when trying to complete a creative project? Once you identify these moments, create an environment that fosters focus. Eliminate unnecessary distractions. Turn off notifications, create a dedicated workspace, and allocate specific time blocks for deep work. But remember, it's not just about the environment. It's about your mindset. Approach each task with intention. Set clear goals for what you want to achieve during your focus time. This clarity will guide your efforts and keep you anchored. The ancient world thrived on the principle of mastery. They believed in the power of repetition and consistency. Whether it was in arts, sciences, or philosophy, mastery was not a destination, but a lifelong journey. As you practice deep focus, embrace the journey of mastery. Allow yourself to make mistakes, to learn from them, and to grow. Each step you take is a part of your evolution. Just like the masters of old who shaped their legacies through persistence and dedication. Now, take a moment to reflect on what it means to be part of this tribe of seekers. It's not just about individual achievement. It's about contributing to a collective consciousness that values depth, understanding, and connection. What kind of legacy do you want to create? How can you inspire others to embrace deep focus and reclaim their attention? This is your opportunity to shine, to be a beacon of wisdom in a world that often favors noise over substance. As we draw this exploration to a close, let us remember the ancient wisdom that lies within us. The power of deep focus is not a relic of the past. It is a living, breathing practice that can transform our lives today. Embrace the teachings of history. Allow them to guide you toward a more fulfilling existence. Reconnect with the profound capacity of your mind and heart. Together, let us embark on this journey, not just as individuals, but as a community of seekers. Let us strive for mastery, for understanding, for connection. Will you step into this legacy and join the ranks of those who have come before us? The path of deep focus is yours to explore. Are you ready to answer the call?